a very good evening to you, and thank you for choosing EBN TV. Welcome to the broadcast tonight. It is exactly 9 p.m. It now seems that many Kenyans and leaders are in opposition of President William Ruto's pledge to support Haiti's peacekeeping mission by sending 1,000 police officers to the Caribbean nation. Well, we shall be taking a look on that later on, specifically what Azimio said with regards to that specific peacekeeping mission. But starting us off tonight, President William Ruto has reshuffled his cabinet by giving Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi more roles and responsibilities. In the changes, he shifted functions and reconstituted some ministries after the head of state accused some of those in the cabinet of being clueless and ultimately signing performance contracts at State House, Nairobi. Cynthia Nanjala reports on the changes made by the head of state.
President William Ruto on Wednesday evening exercised Executive Order number 2 of 2023 and reshuffled his cabinet in a bid to optimize performance and enhance service delivery as set out in the administration's manifesto under the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. The head of state reorganized his executive weeks after speculations that he would crack the whip on some of his cabinet secretaries. Quite notably, the office of the Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi has now been expanded to include the Ministry of Foreign and Diaspora Affairs. Dr. Alfred Mutua has been moved from the Foreign Affairs docket to the Ministry of Tourism and Wildlife. The Ministry of Public Service, Gender and Affirmative Action has been reconstituted and renamed as the Ministry of Public Service, Performance and Delivery Management that will be held by the Cabinet Secretary Moses Kuria. CS Aisha Jumwa will now head the Ministry of Gender, Culture, the Arts and Heritage. Rebecca Miano will now head the Ministry of Investments, Trade and Industry. Zakaria Mwangi-Njeru moved to the Ministry of Water, Sanitation and Irrigation. Penina Malonza to the Ministry of East African Community, the ASALs and Regional Development. In accordance with Article 155(4) of the Constitution, principal secretaries were also reshuffled by the head of state. Harsama Kelo has been moved to the State Department for the ASALs and Regional Development, Julius Korir to State Department for Water and Sanitation, Geoffrey Kaituko to the Department for Shipping and Maritime Affairs, Shadrach Mwadime to the State Department for Labor and Skills Development, Paul Rono to the State Department for Crops and Development, Idris Salim Dakota to State Department for Cabinet Affairs, and Anne Wangombe to the Department of Gender and Affirmative Action. The president also filled in positions at the Office of the Government Spokesperson, where former nominated Member of Parliament Isaac Mwaura will be the government spokesperson and will be deputized by Mwanaisha Chizuga and Gabriel Muthuma. The changes come in a time there has been speculation of a looming reshuffle, while some pundits had even fronted some names of senior officials who are likely to be axed. Cynthia Nanjala for EBN TV.
And Nyamira Governor Amos Nyaribo has called on Nyamira members of County Assembly to join hands and work with him in order to deliver his promises. On Tuesday this week, Nyaribo survived the impeachment plan after 18 members of the County Assembly voted against the motion to have him impeached. Governor Nyaribo has noted that working together as Nyamira leaders will ensure the county residents access services as required.
We are also developing an online application that will improve transparency in management of commodities. This will enable wananchi to know all drugs available in our facilities.
Ensure that all our formats, the chemists we have in our health facilities, they don't divert drugs. Our sisters and the put mechanism, now that you are acting our CCN, ensure that that one stops. Mawards ambazo hizi madawa zitafika, our honorable members will be there to confirm that indeed hizi madawa zimefika.
Let us use our government hospitals kwa sababu sasa mmeletewa madawa and the government hospitals focus on your health as opposed to ile pesa ambayo mnawaletea.
Now, on the Haiti peacekeeping mission, human rights groups from Kenya and Haiti have expressed concerns following the deployment, or rather the planned deployment of Kenyan police to Haiti in January 2024 on a peacekeeping mission. The government has offered up to 1,000 police to head the mission, with the activists noting that the mission may fail. The activists have also highlighted language barrier as a major challenge that may collapse the mission.
The government of Kenya must make this legal according to our own rules. So in the next few days, we expect that they will apply the constitution, they will seek approval of parliament, and follow the laws of the land. Kenya is a sovereign country. We don't get dictates from the UN that are then applied directly. So even if there is a resolution that has been passed by the Security Council, in applying that resolution, we must abide by the Constitution of Kenya and we must follow our laws.
The Haitian problem requires a Haitian solution, and that Kenyan and the international community should support the Haitian people to find lasting solutions to their problem. Ensuring that an equal amount of funding is allocated to empowering local communities in Haiti to effectively address human rights and social justice issues as dedicated to deploying the police. Further, to demanding an armed embargo on Haiti, we call on the international community to ensure that they investigate and captures all those instigating violence in Haiti and hence fueling the crisis in the country.
And Azimio leaders led by Raila Odinga now claim that the ongoing clashes in Sondu along Kericho-Kisumu border are instigated by political leaders. The leaders now want the government to arrest and prosecute all those involved. This comes as 6 people have so far lost their lives, with many more left nursing serious injuries.
The insecurity in the country is a matter of great national concern. Everybody. We cannot just sit and watch as innocent Kenyans are being butchered in their homes. You've seen what is happening there in Sondu. Houses being touched, people being burnt inside their homes. This is something that is horrible. And you have noticed, even seen a statement coming from the government. What we are doing here, we are demanding that the government should come clear and make a statement. And even a minister in charge of internal security would have gone to the scene to go and see what is happening. The fact that they are all silent and business as usual tells you that there's something that they know that other Kenyans don't know. This is something that cannot be tolerated. The talks, of course, as you know, have now reached another stage where they are going to now be debating the material that they have before them.
Well, the Sondo clashes have been an issue of discussion for the past 3 days now, and we do hope that the Ministry of Interior, led by Professor Kithure Kindiki, will swing to action and quell the ongoing clashes. Remember that President William Ruto is expected to tour the 4 counties of Luo Nyanza, that is Homa Bay, Migori County, Kisumu and Siaya, on development tour. He will be expected to tour the counties on starting Friday this week, probably for a 4-day tour. And as Kenya joins the rest of the world to celebrate Teachers Union now want better pay for its members. Kenya National Union of Teachers Chairperson Collins Oyu and Kuppet Secretary General Akelo Misori have stressed on the need for Teachers Service Commission TSC to improve teachers' welfare, considering that the education sector has been facing major challenges, or rather changes, recently.
That for the teacher we need, for the education we want, the world is transforming. And in fact, we must all agree that we must walk side by side with the evolving education system. I want to say here and now that Kenya National Union of Teachers will forever support the teachers in this republic.
This day honors teachers around the globe and celebrates their contribution to the shaping of the future of their learners and their nations. It also examines the ways in which education systems, societies, communities, and employers recognize, appreciate, and actively support teachers. One would ask then, what is there to celebrate the Kenyan teacher for in the past 1 year? And I'm not talking about the past 1 year because teachers have not done well in the other years. I'm just saying this because teachers have done exceedingly well in.
Well, we say good job to teachers for the hard work they put. You can imagine training a kid how to learn, how to write, then read, and later on becoming a professional. It's not an easy task. We say congratulations to all teachers and good job right there. Indeed, you deserve better pay. That is basically what I think. The European Union has voted to donate 67.1 billion Kenya shillings to be distributed to schools across the country to enable internet connectivity. Speaking during the launch of the last mile connectivity program at Kilimani Primary right here in Nairobi, the union's representatives noted that the funds will help bridge the digital divide in the institutions. Education PS Dr. Belio Kipsang noted that the internet will help the ministry deliver the right curriculum needed in today's world.
Superhighway and the creative economy to spur economic development as a country. Under the social pillar, the Kenya Vision 2030, the mandate of the Ministry of Education is to provide quality education that produces a highly skilled human capital with the requisite ICT skills to competitively participate in knowledge-based economy.
I used to be a teacher, so education and digital skills are very close to my heart.
Now, matters El Nino rains. Residents residing in areas prone to landslides within Lari sub-county have expressed fears following the heavy rains that have begun. Teachers and parents at Kingatua Primary School are now living in fear of being affected by floods and landslides, and they now want the government to facilitate their transfer during the rainy season and help avert avoidable disasters. The area leaders have also called on residents residing in the flood-prone areas to evacuate and exercise caution to avoid deaths.
Hofu tuko nayo ni ya ili mvua inatarajiwa kukuja ya El Nino, shule yetu inainama na pengine mvua itakuwa itasindi na pengine hizo darasa zetu zitakuwa zimefunikwa na maji. Hivyo tunaomba serikali kama watakuja watutengenezee uwanja au watutengenezee darasa zingine upande wa juu ili tutengenezewe shule yetu itoke chini ikuje upande wa juu.
Kila mtu ambaye yuko mahali hapa hakikisha kwamba anatengeneza mitaro ya kupeleka maji katika upande mwingine. Kwa hivyo mahali ambapo wameinama na kuna choo ama shimo la maji, hakikisha kwamba kuna mtaro ya kuzuia maji hayo yasiingie katika shimo hilo. Pia tumeweza kuwaambia wale ambao wanaokaa katika sehemu ambazo ziko chini wahakikisha kwamba wakati huo watakapoona tu hali ya mmonyoko ikianza, kwa hivyo waweze kutoka sehemu hizo na kuenda katika sehemu za juu.
Kwamba yeyote ambayo katika sehemu ambapo kuna danger, kuna hatari kwamba kunaweza aidha kukatika ama maji yanaweza kufurika, ni kuwahimiza kwamba ni wakati mzuri wa kuondoka. Wasingojea mvua kunyesha ndio tena wanaanza kukimbia wakati ule. Wale wanataka msaada kupitia kwa vipengo mbalimbali vya serikali waweze kuongea na chiefs ambao wataweza kufikisha ujumbe kwa haraka, waweze kuhama katika sehemu hizo wasije wakapatwa na hatari ya labda kifo ama mambo mengine.
Now, here in Nairobi, Uhuru Market has been closed for the last 2 days, with the traders protesting the introduction of 6 containers each holding around 5 occupants. The traders have urged the county government to rebuild the block, which burnt down 11 years ago, so as to decongest the stalls than adding containers in the already congested market. The county officials have urged traders to reopen their workplaces, awaiting permanent solutions as they plan to build a modern market that will accommodate all the traders.
Our council MCA huyo ndio ametuletea guns huku, wametupiga na mawe, na sasa ndio hao wanashauti wanasema wanataka, kwa sababu tunafikiria ya kwamba ndio wenye hizi container. Wanalazimisha, ndio maana walikuwa wanakatisha watu kufanya ile kazi wanataka kufanyia huku. Exactly. MCA inaonekana ni watu wake ameshukua, anaitwa Pato wa Marigo Ward, na anataka kupatia wala watu maybe walimfanyia campaign. Na sisi watuumise kwa sababu ya watu wachache, na sisi huku tuko watu wengi sana. Kwa hivyo sisi tunapiga container, na hiyo barabara imesemekana iko pale. Barabara sisi hatutasema ya kwamba lazima tujengewe barabara tulete container. Afadhali barabara ikose tukae na vile tulikuwa.
Na watu wa Uhuru Market, we are very peaceful people, okay? And what we don't want is to be maligned, yeah, by people claiming that we have refused. What we are refusing is the manner in which the strategy is being executed. If you cannot come and put containers in people's workplace usiku, you know, and then look at where they were placed. Let us reason together. Look at where they were placed. Those people are going to come and set up the same businesses we have. I want you to tell me when I will ever sell if I am inside the block.
Tafanya vile wanataka, na sisi ndio tunawalipa kodi, wametukasirisha hapa. Sisi ndio tunawalipa, wanafaa watusikize kwanza kabla ya kufanya ile mambo wanataka kufanya kwa hii soko. Haki zetu zimekeukwa kwa sababu hawaendi na masilahi ya vile sisi tunataka hii soko. Tuko na ile kadi na muongozo wa hii soko ile sisi huaga tunafuata. Tunataka hiyo muongozo wafuate hiyo.
Hata mimi naombanga hii block hii wajenge tupate store hata sisi. Hatuwezi kosa pesa ya kuona huko hata sisi. Sasa mimi naweza taka wajenge hii block. Hizi container wanatuletea hapa hata sisi hatuwezi toshea hapa. Tuko na pesa tunaweza pata store kubwa tuweke biashara kubwa.
Well, it now seems that it's chaotic. You can imagine a block that burnt down 11 years ago has not yet been reconstructed. Now the traders are refusing that the 6 containers should not be introduced in that specific market since it's already congested. Now shifting gears to Kirinyaga County, residents of Riamuga village, Ndia constituency in Kirinyaga County have raised concerns over quarry explosives and dust from a nearby concrete company. According to the residents, a number of them are currently contracting respiratory diseases following the pollution. The residents are now demanding that the company should put in place necessary measures to avoid more effects.
Tafuta ni haki sababu wakati hii site ya Muchaina ilikuja hapa tumepata matatizo mingi. Kuna nyumba karibu kubomoka, ziko na crack dangerous sana, na watu wengi wamehama nyumba zao na wengine wanakaa sababu hawana pahali ya kuenda. Sasa kile watu wanataka ni kutafutiwa jibu, na hizo nyumba karibu kubomoka tujue zitafanywa nini ukarabati ndio waendelee kuishi. Kila kitu ingine ni kwamba ile shida imekuja wakati anapiga baruti, watu lazima wahame. Watu lazima wahame, na kuna wengine wakongwe lazima wahamishwe ndio hiyo baruti kipigwa wasikue manyumbani, na hiyo inakuwa ni taabu kubwa. Ile ingine
kuna kitu Muchaina ameficha na administration. Ukiuliza maswali mingi unaambiwa hii kazi ni ya serikali. Tunajiuliza kwani hii serikali tujagua na Ruto, kwani imenunua masaduku Muchaina ajenge hapa tusikwe sisi, barabara iacho itakuwa ni maiti itakuwa ikienda kwa hiyo barabara. Watoto tunapeleka kwa manyanya yao jioni ama kwa maanti, kwa sababu watoto wakikaa hapa watoto wanangojeka. In fact kuna watu wameanyimicha hata watoto wao hapa. Kuna watoto wagojwa. Kuna boma iko my neighbor. Watoto wake kama tatu wamegojeka asima kwa sababu ya hivu. Akipata mimba tumbo inatoka kwa hii mgurumo ya mchaina. Hapa hakuna mtoto anazaa. Hata nazari ya kwetu hapa hata ukienda kwa dispensary, hata ukiangalia akina mama wale wako hapa, hakuna mama wako na mimba.
And a total of 362 women out of 100,000 lose their lives during delivery, with experts associating the loss to inadequate number of midwives and poor state of maternities across the country. Midwives Association of Kenya now want the government to employ more midwives to ease pressure in delivery rooms. The Director of Nursing Services in the Ministry of Health, Dr. Judith Awinja, speaking while in Mombasa County, has insisted on the need to reduce cases of gender-based violence among expectant mothers as the government works around the clock to employ more midwives.
Facility, and they have complications due to being beaten by their husbands or being beaten by some men when she's expectant. Na hii si jambo mzuri hata kidogo. Ni jambo baya, manake huyu mama ndio analeta uhai ulimwenguni, na huyu uhai unaangaliwa na huyu midwife ndio aweze kuicontrol, kuimonitor from the time anashika ujauzito mpaka mwisho. So when we experience cases of violence, it really gives us a lot of worrying, and it shows that people are going to increase in this state, and it shows that people are seriously depressed, that they are so much violent that they want just to remove their anger in a strategic.
Mama moja anapokuwa in labor lazima akuwe na mkunga moja. So that is 1 to 1. Wakati anapojifungua tuna expect kuchunga watu wawili. Huyo ni mama na mtoto. Kwa hivyo tunataka wakunga wawili. Kwa hivyo wakati huu tunajua mkunga moja anaweza kuwa anawahudumia wamama ambao wako in labor, na pia ambao wanazaa, maybe hata mtu mmoja anaweza wahudumia hata 16 kutegemea mahali ambapo wanafanya kazi. Kwa hiyo yeye inaleta changamoto sana, kwa sababu huyu mama labda hawezi pata huduma njema kwa sababu anahitajika kuwa na mtu mwenye anaweza kumchunga continuously. Takwimu ambao inaonekana hapa nchini ni kuwa kama ni 362 women who die out of 100,000 live births wale wanazaliwa. Kwa hivyo hiyo ni idadi kubwa sana, na inaonyesha kuwa kuna gap ambalo linatakikana kufungwa.
Hali ya kushughulikia kina mama, kama uko na hiyo stress, uko na hiyo environment yenye inaweza kuchangia hali ya mkunga kutopatiana services kwa kina mama na watoto na familia yao, tunaweza kuambia hawa tunawa train in regards of communication skills to provide passionate care and to also ensure that we also meet, we always call that compassionate care for the women, na pia tuweze kusikiza what women want, ni nini akina mama na watoto wanataka.
Now, on matters agriculture, Kenyan horticultural sector players and government agricultural agency now have an opportunity to showcase their products and expand their international market after the government secured a deal at the Doha International Horticultural Expo 2023 in Qatar. This is after Agriculture and Livestock Development Cabinet Secretary Mithika Linturi, who is in Doha, signed an agreement with the Commissioner General of the Doha International Horticultural Expo, Bader Omar, to allow Kenyan horticultural sector players, government agencies, and individual horticulture traders to take part in the 6-month-long international expo.
In the area of trying to market and promote our various value chains in agriculture, coffee, which of course everyone knows is an area that is of very great concern. We have an opportunity. We are getting support from the Qatari business people. Tea is another area, and I'm happy to learn that people here really appreciate the kind of quality of tea that comes from Kenya. We've also decided that out of the discussions that we've had, we are doing our best. We run the midnight oil to be able to open or resolve the outstanding issues so that we can be able to export our meat from Kenya to Qatar. So the issues revolving around the foot and mouth disease and the restrictions that were put that have completely been unable for us to make entry to this market are issues we are resolving. We already discussed with the Department of Veterinary Services, and we are on course. So generally, this opportunity to bring or use this expo to be able to demonstrate to the world what Kenya is doing is a great opportunity for us, and it's something that we cannot really afford to lose. So I think we'll be able, in the next 5 months, really to present very strong brands of the various value chains that we are doing in this sector. So that
weeks ago, and honestly, I was amazed by what I saw in terms of the quality of the tea, of the coffee, of the meat that I have tasted.
Well, now taking a look on matter sports, world 10,000 meter silver medalist Daniel Simiyu has disclosed that he is now focusing on road cross country race after being crowned at the second half marathon, where he was among the men's 1, 2, 3 Kenyan finish in the men's half marathon at the past weekend's World Road Running Championships in Riga, Latvia. After he clocked 59.14 seconds to finish second. Sebastian Sawe clinched gold in 59.10 seconds as another Kenyan, Samuel Mailu, claimed bronze at 59.1 seconds. The 28-year-old has promised to shift his focus and graduate to win gold after a series of second-place finishes.
Kilometers a day are paying dividends for Daniel EBN Simiyu here today, or are they? Sawe salutes him, they salute each other, and maybe Sawe has moved into the lead now. It's been a betterly judged race there from Sebastian Sawe, who has had a magnificent year, wins in Berlin and Herzogenaurach in Germany and Bangalore. He's been magnificent on the roads, and he's the best here today. Sebastian Sawe of Kenya takes the win, and look at the time, unofficially 59.09.
Now, the under-20 women football team from Angola is expected to jet into the country for their first leg game against the Kenyan under-20 women national team. The Kenyan team is currently training at the Kasarani grounds ahead of the Sunday clash. The Kenyan women team had their friendly game on Wednesday afternoon, where they crushed Kahawa Pride Ladies 18-0 and boosted their morale to face Angola on Sunday. The Rising Starlets will play their first game at home before they return to Angola for the returning leg a week later. The winner will face the winning team between Cameroon and Botswana.
Na hiyo game ya Angola hatutakubalia rahisi cause tuko kwa mchanga yetu na pia fans ni wetu, kila kitu ni yetu, so tutaitumia ka advantage ndo tukienda kwao, hata kama tutadraw itakuwa better cause kwetu tutakuwa tumewin.
With the training that we've had, we expect to win, and we have hopes, and also our coaches have hopes for us, and they know that we are going to win.
Well, that right there marks the end of EBN Prime Edition tonight. Many thanks for tuning in. I do hope you will have a fantastic night. Until tomorrow, do enjoy the rest of your night.